All right.
I said, look, as far as I'm concerned, my complaint against Nick is moot. He came after me while I was running for state Supreme Court. When I stopped running, he stopped coming after me. And other people pointed out, said, no, that's not true. You know, you long after you were off the ballot, he kept posting stuff about you. And I said, you know what? I don't think he knew that I was off the ballot. I don't think he knew that they did the cross endorsement. So as long as he saw me as somebody who he didn't want in office, he came after me. I said, Hope, you are aggressively seeking re-election now. I said, I haven't seen him bad-mouthing you. I haven't seen him coming after you. And I said, and to these other people who, you know, there's a gay couple, I forget their names, but I said, look, you know, it looks like he's quieted down. He's moved on to someone else. I said, do we really want to stir up a hornet's nest? You know, the guy is shown to be a lunatic. I'm telling you the truth. This is what I said.
Right.
That he's shown that he's a lunatic. Do we really want to get him started again and start going through litigation? And you know, who knows what he's capable of? So I said, as far as I'm concerned, you know, he's moved on. So as far as I'm concerned for myself, you know, I don't care to put any more time into this. I made my complaint with Amherst Police, and I'm not pursuing it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I left it. But I was in Rochester all day. In fact, I'm on my way back now. So, you know, but I think that I carry some sway with that group, because many of the people in that group, some of the people in that group actually had a meeting at my office. So they were looking to me for guidance at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I framed you as a sleeping dog that we should probably let fly.
So why was the meeting was this meeting today?
Yes.
So why, I don't understand why the meeting was even called on. Who called it?
They're looking to bundle the complaints against you from 4 jurisdictions: City of Buffalo, Town of Amherst, Town of West Seneca, and I don't remember what the fourth one is.
So who's looking to do that though? That's what I mean.
The DA's office.
Well, it's funny because the DA, I mean, he had to throw the charges out against me the one time somebody brought actual, you know, it went from police report to court.
These charges haven't been brought against you yet. They're now doing kind of when I say they, I'm part of it. You know, I was one of them. I mean, until you reached out to talk with me, you know, I was on the other side.
Right.
So we wanted to do this in a more calculated fashion and have it get put in one superior court judge who would see the totality of circumstances, probably get you a mental evaluation. So you'd have to go to like Dr. Brian Joseph or something like that, and in that way you'd be neutralized. That was the
Well, so in other words, these people are against my free speech, and they don't like. Hope J is obviously a public figure. You know, so
no, it goes, you know, don't. But right now, you and I have sort of a truce going on, and it's, you know, I'm fine with it. It's good, but if you start to get me to voice the counter to what you're saying now, things are going to escalate between us. That's not necessarily in our best interest going forward. But listen, I just pulled into the rest stop because I got to take a piss. But
okay.
Call me back on this night in about 5 minutes. I'll be on here.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Okay. Hey, Steve.
Hey.
Yeah. So.
Yes, I was saying the same time that you sort of reached grounds to see if you and I can square things up. That's when Tom Dowerly kind of came into my life too. And you're the one who alerted me to you and him being on each other's radar, but he wasn't part of this.
Right.
So I have no idea, even to this day, if he has filed any charges against you.
Right.
People for the 7 minutes that I was on the phone, and I just stayed quiet because nobody knows that I really know him. I think.
Right.
I have no idea. he wasn't a part of it. And I think that I think you said you're like like a sleeping bear. Leave you alone. Don't.
Right. So I'm wondering, but Steve, I'm just wondering because, I mean, I haven't really had any contact with anybody outside of, like, minimal stuff, and I'm just wondering why all of a sudden this became relevant. That's the thing that I don't get.
All of a sudden, this has been continuous.
Right.
It's been continuous. And there's a strategy that, frankly, I helped to develop, which was saying that because you kept, you were walking right on the line, you could have to everybody, but, how far over the line you crossed was really questionable. We're all scratching our heads.
Right.
It was my idea to have you labeled as a psychiatric concern, and in that way, once we can get the preferred bundled in this, like, what's his name, Judge Russel, then, that would have you on a short enough leash so that even if you stacked it up in a way that didn't necessarily cross criminal lines, we would be able to put you on a leash. That was my plan.
Right. Yeah, I get it, but I'm just wondering, because the timing of this is just kind of funny because now, you know that the 1791 PAC just endorsed what's his name, John Flynn. So I'm wondering if because Max Tresman has some sort of in with this Flynn guy now, is that why this is kind of gaining steam? You know what I'm saying?
Is Flynn running again?
Yeah, Flynn is going to be running again, and the 1791 endorsed him.
He's up again this November.
I'm not sure. I would have to ask my wife, or I'd have to do a little research on it. But they just decided to kind of get a jump start on it. Max Tresman, because he's trying to look for, influence and so on and so forth. So there's no election yet, but he's just getting a jump. He's just getting.
It's funny. It got the ball rolling to begin with, but then I backed away from it, and I'm not the one that called this meeting to get back on the calendar here.
Right.
So why don't I find out? Nobody would ever expect that I will work together.
Right.
So I can ask that question.
Yeah, I think it's Max. I think it's Max Tresman and Frank, because I actually did a little damage to them by publicly stating that is it ethically wrong for Max to tear apart an organization when he's still working for that organization, which was Scope. You see what I mean? So Max is scared of me now.
It's actually grievable. You as a former member of Scope, you actually would have a basis to write a grievance for what he did.
Right.
If you want to do.
I do want to.
All right, I'll help you do it.
Yeah.
I'm hard up for Max based on what you told me.
Right.
But I haven't had a chance to dig in to corroborate it. But if you want to...
well, we can put that together. You could
gain a lot of ground, probably, by... if you portray yourself appropriately as the victim who was acting at the behest of Max Tresman and that other guy, I forget his name.
Frank Panasic, yeah.
Yeah. Then you could recoup a lot of ground, and to the extent that without my support, I don't know if this group is going to go much longer or stronger.
Right.
I was, I think, and I've kind of made it clear that since I'm not running again, and you haven't been harassing me, that I have no interest. I'm going to cash lane. Hang on for a second. See
okay. It still should, yeah. It still should.
All right. So if you do that, you can gain a lot of ground, I think, and I'm glad where I'm motivated to work with you on that.
Right. Okay. Well, that's kind of how this thing started between you and I, anyway. So.
It sounds that way. Another person I haven't spoken to Don Hay in months. He and I occasionally like something on Facebook for each other, but
Right.
that's about our only contact.
Right. Yeah, Don Hayes he's not really a threat to me anymore. I mean, I didn't appreciate that they were kicking out members of Scope, and that's what the real crux of the issue was for me, is when they kicked out Palladino, when they kicked out Russ Thompson, me, and other members. I thought that they were crossing the line, and that's essentially why I went after Scope. You know what I mean?
They kicked out Carl Palladino?
Well, they sent out some really nasty letters about Carl Palladino, and that's why I went after him. I mean, I have copies of those letters from Tim Andrews and the other president, that I could give to you, but basically it threw Dave DiPietro and Carl Palladino under the bus, and I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
So, we could get, let's.
We can see if we can put our heads together, but in any event, I think a lot of pressure is going to come off of you after today. I can't be sure.
You know what, Steve? If it, I don't mind. And I don't want to say that I'm not threatened by this. Okay, because I mean I feel slightly vulnerable, but not to the extreme where where I'm scared. You know what I mean? So I mean it's all stuff that we can discuss later on, and let's do it. Let's have another meeting and kind of write some bullet points. And like I said, my main guy right now is, my enemies right now are Frank Panasic and Max Tresman. I think they're manipulating the court system. I think they're manipulating people's constitutional rights.
They might have just manipulated the stuff that might have come about.
Wait, say that again?
They might have manipulated the DA stuff today.
Yeah.
This meeting was only called last Wednesday or today's Wednesday, so maybe last Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
And I told them I couldn't attend, that I had to be in Rochester.
Right.
But that I'd try to call in.
Right. Yeah, I think it's Max Tresman and Frank Panasic manipulating the court system right now. That's what I think. Okay. But I'm not sure. I can't put my finger on it just yet. But let's get together and discuss this some more. I'll get you information you need, and you give me information I need, and we'll keep the relationship like that for now.
Sounds good.
All right, brother. Have a great day.
All right, enjoy the day.
Thanks. Bye-bye.